All right, everybody, if we can get you to find your seats, we're going to get this thing kicked off in about 2 minutes. Thank y'all for coming to the TWC.
What up, Shannon?
We are a high energy place here at the Alliance, so I need y'all to bring the energy today. Couple of quick things, just some housekeeping items before we get started. First of all, Andy may call you up here. If he brings you up here, hold the mic like this to your mouth, because if you talk like this, nobody can hear you. If you talk like this, the microphone works. Our sound guys are good, but they're not that good. So, if you come up here, make sure you do that. Another thing is, Albright is really, really funny, and he'll tell some jokes while he's up here. I need y'all to laugh, like, with your voice, like, like, out loud, because if you do this, it looks good on camera, but like I said, sound guys, they're not that good. They're really good, they're not that good. So, we're going to practice laughing out loud today. Okay. I've got a dirty joke that a doctor told to me. You ready?
Right.
You ready?
Yeah.
A pig fell in the mud. All right, so if y'all can laugh like that when Albright says something funny, and just remember those few things before you come up here, that would be awesome. We need to bring the energy. Terry, you are in charge of this side. Paul Van Tholf, you are in charge of this side. If y'all could stand up, get on your feet, make some noise. We're about to kick this thing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live, filmed in beautiful Burlington, North Carolina, in front of our live studio audience. Now, let's hear it for our President and CEO, Andy Albright!
All right, good to see y'all. How y'all doing?
Get the people what they came from.
I'm going to try to do the best I can with what I'm working with. Let's see, got an audience tuned in from around the country. I got a lot of recognition to do. I got a whole scenario that I'm going to try to show you something, learn you something on what we do. And take some time for some questions. Were you here last week? Were you sitting right over there? Hannah, good to see you here. How you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Tia and Terry. Did you meet the other North Carolina A&T University graduate?
Aggie Pride!
Aggie Pride! Aggie Pride! That's good. Go Aggies!
Better know it.
There you go. What's your name?
Marquise.
Marquise?
Yes.
Spell that for me.
M-A-R-K-E-E-S-E.
Marquise. That is correct. Killed it. What was his name? F-R-E-D? Just a guess. Occasionally I'll take a shot. Yeah. All right, so today the subject is being teachable. Now let me explain something to y'all. We all make mistakes, but it's when we make the same mistakes over and over again, that's when we get beat up for it. Hey, Annette. Hi. Teachable. This guy told me one time, it was one of my mentors. If he'd be around my life now, he'd be a mentor now. I like the guy. He said, but he went through some stuff, so my mentor disappeared. What are you going to do? One of my mentors. he said a lot of things that I remember, Hannah. He said, when people change fast, it's because they want to. When they change slow, it's because they don't want to. And if they don't change at all, then they really don't want to, I guess. We can talk about that. Because you expect everybody's going to change and try to do better, right? But some people change slow because they don't want to change. That's right. They don't want to go through the pain. They don't want to go through the whatever, the trash heap. They want to go through the hassle, the hurt, and all that. So when you talk about being teachable, that's when you hear something and then you do it. Like you take it and you go like, all right, so that's what I got to do, right? Yeah. And then you do that. So I'm going to get into that. We announced crazy contests to the agency managers yesterday. So I can't think of a better way to start the meeting off than to let's talk about how we have gravy on top of the pork chops.
Come on now.
Right?
I mean that.
The ice cream on top of the cake. Let's just go ahead and start that way, you know. Y'all's mind always like mine. You just can't keep. You start thinking about something ain't what you're supposed to be thinking about. Y'all do that too. Because I was watching this movie the other day, and the girl said they went out to eat. This guy liked this girl, and he said, "What do you want to eat?" And she said, "What's for dessert?" And they started talking about what's for dessert, right? And he was like, "Why you do that?" She said, "TikTok," or she didn't say TikTok, but she said, "Who knows if I'm going to die in the next 10 minutes? I want to get in some ice cream or dessert."
I know somebody like that.
I thought to myself, that statement you just made is going to be used on you shortly. You know what I'm saying? Why wait for the dessert?
Right.
You know, I said, that's coming back. We're going to hear that statement again. You done painted yourself in. All right, so what was the name of that movie? It's a good movie, too. I like movies. Y'all like movies? Y'all ain't got time to watch no movies. You got to focus on building your business. All right, so the best way to open it up, this ice cream on top, the cherry, the what's good first. Yeah. The only thing better than that is if I could go around and call every one of you by name, Fred, and that would probably be better if I could do that. But let's go with we have contests structured. The first one, the first one's not a contest, but the first one has to do with a President's Club. And if you're just starting, you may or may want to jump in President's Club, and it's just basic. I call it a mulligan. It's where you buy into the club, and you have people on the inside of the company that can help you out, get a lot of benefits, free videos, free teaching, get all kinds of good stuff. And it's like $100 a month. And a lot of people say, I don't have any money, I don't want to get in it yet. And okay, you don't have to. It's just the extra. It's a mulligan. It's like when you go play golf. It's a mulligan. You can buy something, and you get like a benefit. And so a lot of people in it. Chris Hill said we should pay people to participate in President's Club. I said they pay to get in. He said no, we should pay the good ones. I said how are we going to do that? He said well let's do this. If they're selling $30,000 a month, let's give them $150 worth of free leads. They paying $100. If they pay $40, we give them $200 worth of free leads. If they pay $50, we give them $250 worth of free leads. I was like, we're going to pay them to be in it. I said, what if people will like that? You like that, Terry? You know, because you get all the benefits that you were getting, but if you're a big-time producer, you get paid to be in it.
That's right.
I thought it was a good idea. And if a person's not selling that much, they should be in it trying to get to be a good producer. They should get every benefit they can. And so so he's starting that. He can tell you more about it. And then he was like, I got this thing that I loved it when we had it, and we dropped it because some different reasons we didn't like what happened. But we call it the black card. That's my favorite thing about it right there. And he said, let's bring it back. I said, how does it work? He said, let's give them private tutoring. Let's build a mastermind, Ryan, a mastermind group, and let's have some time with you that it's very difficult to get nowadays. And I was like, all right. He said, okay, Zoom. I said, all right. We'll do some. But I said, I'll do some in person. We'll do some. So he said, here's the deal on this one, though. That's $500 a month. But that same guy that does $30,000 gets $1,500 worth of free leads. The $40,000 gets $2,000. I mean, something like that. He told me, get with him on the numbers. I might be $1,250. I think it's $1,250 is what you get if you do $30,000. $1,500 if you do $40,000. So you're putting in $500 but getting back more. You say, well, if I don't think I'm going to sell it much, can I just stay in the standard? Sure, no problem. So he said, let's do a middle. I said, oh, great, we got to have a medium. Everybody wants a medium. So we got a medium gold card. So that's a pretty cool program that before, it's just really just an enhancement and another option, because we're getting a lot of people starting to produce that 35, 40, 50,000. We had a couple of young'uns. I say young'uns, they ain't children. One of them's a mommy. Did almost $100,000 in sales in a month, personal production. Yeah. Well, let's show you the leader. Anybody know how many? What was the top? 80. 88,000. Who was that? Megan. Megan. How many Megans we got in here? I got one down here. Go Wolfpack. So Megan did 88,000 in sales last month. So if she'd have been in President Club, how much free leads would she get? I mean, she was in Black Card. $2,250 worth of free leads. Not bad. And then who was number 2? Chris, was it Chris Long? Chris Long was about, I think, 76,000. So if you understand the commission, that's why some of them, she's not sucked into only selling. She's got producers coming on strong, Ryan. She didn't get sucked into selling. A lot of people get sucked into that selling. She's building a network and selling. Okay, you did good. How much did you do last month?
41,000.
41,000 right there, Terry Edwards. So you can figure minimum he's going to make 20,000 a month. Might be upwards of 40,000 depending on what promotion level he's on, just from personal production. True that?
True that.
Okay. So I thought that was a pretty good one. Good benefit. It's not one of the contests. I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Oh yeah, all access. So those of you that are brand new, this won't mean much to you, but if you've been around for a long time, our technology is through the roof. Our CRM, our payroll system, there's no marketing organization in the country in insurance. It might be something else that pays like this, but I have never seen anything in insurance that pays like we do and keeps track of your clients. And it's very expensive. But so we was buying it for this company called Bombshell. We're bringing all this in-house so we don't have to spend that money. So everybody that's paying all access, you've paid your last all access. Woo! And it was, how much were you paying, Kyle? $495 a month is what he was paying us for the technology. He was paying for some other stuff too, hotspots, but all that's wiped out. So there's $500 a month that you now keep. Have you ever been with a company that did something like that? Like we brought it in-house, we said, all right, let's just get rid of that. And a lot of people didn't like paying it. They'd be like, I don't like paying to participate in that. And I said, well, then I don't know how you're going to do it because you got to have the technology. The people with the lowest commissions, they were only paying what, $75 a month? $40 a month. Yeah. But it's going to be free, believe it or not. It is hard to believe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We hired some really smart programmers and we brought it in-house. Took us almost 2 years to do it, but now we got it, and so that's true going forward. So that's 2 big things. Then there's 3 big contests that we announced that actually I was like, whoops, 4th quarter's already started. But here's the way it's going to work. Billy, do we have an announcement brochure that says something, or matter of fact, if we don't have an announcement, we can just do the leaderboard. That's fine. That's good. Unless I doubt we probably have something. Marketing's probably working on something. So this contest started October 1. So I didn't know I would have done something. Well, I don't know what to tell you. You should have been doing something all along. It ain't like a business stopped. So what it's going to do is we're going to give away $100,000 to the top 33 producers in the country. $100,000 on top of all your commissions, bonuses, overrides, everything. This is extra money. And Megan is number 2 right now. So the number 1 person in the country is going to get $25,000. Megan would get, this contest has just started. We're 10 days in. So I look up, I might have Virginia's name on here. Let me see if I have her name. Yeah, Virginia Gutierrez. And I can tell Jonathan and Megan Yakey, $36,000. So this is how the money's going to be divided up. So every month we'll update this and see who gets the money. Right now, Debbie Ben is on track to get $370. She's number 32, and number 33 is Marcus and Carla Richardson. They would get $250. And Marty Doge would get these little sticky notes that we have. They're normally like, what, $3? He's going to get them for free. Get a whole packet of them for free for number 34. Number 35, yay! That's what you get. If you come close enough, Mr. Abear, I'll pat you on the back. You get a pat on the back. Okay? Tom Murphy, give you a pat on the back. Anybody that's in the next 25 will get you a pat on the back, guaranteed. All right, so y'all follow this contest. So it's the top 33 in the country. So you say, well, I've got no chance of being in the top 33. This is Megan Wood's second year with the company. The first year, I can't remember where she ended up. Does anybody know where she landed first year? Was it like number 60 or 80 in the company? I can't remember what it was. She'll text me. Somebody text her. In the first year, let's say she was in the top 100. She said, I'm going to try to be in the top 5 in 2020. And she's number 1 in the country. Right. And she's 100,000 points above number 2. Or $100,000 in sales above number 2. And number 2 is doing good. So this is only 10 days. That's why she's number 2. She'll pass Virginia. I mean, I'm pulling for you, Virginia, but Megan's going to smoke it. So I know that's one case. Now, she's going to be in a dogfight with Michelle Alleman because Michelle has been with us about 12 years, and she is annoyed that Megan is winning number 1. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people say, you go, Megan. Way to go, Megan. Michelle's not saying that. Michelle's mad. You with me? Pride. We call that pride. Now, I do have a couple people, they said, it's not fair. They help her a lot. They coach her a lot. So you either have pride or you're worried about fairness. People that worry about fairness usually get passed, smoked, left behind, and have a life of bitterness and regret and a lot of other things. Okay? Michelle's got pride. Marty Doge, he got pride. Yeah. Marty Doge, he's mad. He ain't putting up with this. He's going to get in that top 33. Okay? $100,000 cash. Let's go to the, can you take me to one of the recruiting leaderboards, Billy? It might be on down. Should I just keep scrolling down? Aha! Okay, this is for agency managers only. So if you're not an agency manager, you're not in this contest. You go, I want to be in a contest. Well, there's another one coming. It's for non-agency managers. Okay, the agency managers, it's a recruiting contest. And the way we're staging this, we're going to give away $100,000 to the top recruiters in the country. And the way we're going to judge recruiting is based on how many you hire in width and how many you hire in depth in your base. Okay? I want to back up to the personal production. I don't want to confuse you, but there is one caveat. There's one trick. On the personal production contest, we're going to give you 2x credit for all the Forester sales you do. So anything that you sell with Foresters, you get double points in this contest only. And don't count towards the trip to Thailand. Now, if you're new, think about this. Everybody can win a trip to Thailand. It's a year contest. We're giving away 13 Rolex watches to the top 13 producers in the country. We're giving, I know. And then the fourth quarter, we're doing this on top of it. So if you're number one, you get your pick of 13 different Rolexes. I forgot about another contest. I talked Foresters into doing this. Hey, somebody see if my watch came in. See if that watch came in. It should have got here before noon. It was to my attention. So start texting, mail house, people, whoever. I want to show you that this watch is bad to the bone. It's called a Pepsi Rolex. And what we do typically to give away the cool Rolexes, the company was started in 2002, so I'm always looking for watches that were made in 2002. So this is a 2002 Pepsi watch. They don't make them no more. And it's bad. It's very similar to this one, but it's not this one. It's got a lot of the same coloring. Red, white, blue, black, gold, and then I don't know what you call diamonds. It's bad to the bone. Number one producer for Foresters in this quarter is going to get that Rolex. I think it's around $25,000 watch retail. They told me it was between they didn't know exactly, $17,700 was the cheapest you could have got it, depending on how it was fashioned, and then $29,800 was the top for that type watch. And there's something it goes to depths, it's waterproof, blah, blah. There's a lot of stuff that Rolex people say about it, how great it is. Okay, so that's one twist on a personal producer. On the agency manager, we take how many people you hired. You work with them, right? So you're admin for them. So you're trying to get them to win this, helping with everything you got. Number one, are you recruiting?
Yes.
That's why it's going so good.
Yes, sir.
Wide and deep added together, so that number one person for recruiting is going to get $25,000, okay? And, by the way, I'm saying it like this. I'm saying it's going to be tax-free money, okay? Because here's what we're going to do. Do you have any idea what your lead bill runs a week? How much you pay for leads? $1,300. So you win $25,000. January 1, you're not going to have a lead bill that week, that week, that week, that week. I think yours will last 20 weeks. So the first 20 weeks of the year, you won't have a lead bill at all. See how you won't get taxed on it if we just waive you. We waive you. You see what I'm saying? Instead of give you cash, you got to pay tax. But if we just waive you lead bill, we eat it. Does that make sense? You like it?
I love it.
I thought you would. Andy Riddle is 3 times bigger than number 2. Look at here. Andy Riddle is 3 times nicer, higher than number 2. Huh?
He's talking junk right now.
Who is?
Andy Riddle.
Andy Riddle. He'll do that. I know him. Y'all know this is how Rolex comes if you didn't know it. Did I call it or what? Look at that. That one run you 85. That one run you about 25.
Sheesh.
Not bad, huh? Number one Forester's producer walks away with this watch. 90-day run, baby. It's not even 90 days. The only thing you can say is, well, if I'd have knew that, I'd have wrote Foresters. Well, Annette's been writing Foresters all along. Stephanie Rodriguez, because they've been listening to me, and now I'm just rewarding people that were already writing with the company I like the most. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Not bad at all, huh? Look at that. Hey, let's hold it up for the camera, people. Where are we at? What fell down? You got it? You on it? All right, we'll get it later. We'll get the stuff out. Okay. Apparently, it's the original case too, so it's pretty cool. Not bad, huh? All right. We'll leave this up here. If people want to look at that, get a picture of it. Stuff. All right. See, how you gonna go wrong eating ice cream cake first? You know what I'm talking about? 25,000. Andy Riddle is 3 times bigger than number 2. You got this? All right. Number 2. There they are. Stand up. This is Terry and Tia Edwards. All right, turn around here. Turn around when they see you. They're number 2 in the country. They coming for you, Riddle.
We're coming, Riddle. Ain't that sad?
I see pride.
That's right.
I don't hear nothing about fairness coming out of you.
It's going to be a dog fight.
Be a dog fight.
He going to know we
He knows it. So now watch this. Riddle hired Jason and Olga. A lot of people in between. A lot of good people in between. But this is a hero. Y'all know about depth, right? You go down deeper, you find one. You go down deeper, you find another one. Well, Jason and Olga, boom, 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 had these guys. So the more because they're their base shop, they don't count in his numbers. They're competing against their upline, but their upline's pulling for them to come in number 2. I think he wants you to come in number 2.
We're number 1. We're coming.
He might want you to come in number 1 and him and come in number 2. But I think for you to come number 1, he's not going to let you win.
No.
It ain't no let in it. The numbers be the numbers.
Tell them just high level a little bit who y'all are.
Terry and
Keep trying.
Terry and Tia Edwards, direct to Jason and Olga Mathis, part of the Riddle organization. And to be clear, there is no let the numbers be the numbers. And I told Riddle the other night, I said, look at here. You might beat me, but you're going to know you was in a fight. You're going to be scarred up, bruised up, out of breath.
He know.
What else you got to say?
That's all.
And we done got some additional help too. We are investing. Riddle.
And we're getting people moving fast too.
Uh-oh, Desi done picked another fight.
That's all.
That's okay, Riddle. We love you.
Hey, look at here. I'll show you how this works. 9 in width, 1 in depth. You with me?
Mia, you gonna help us out?
Yeah, she gonna help.
Okay.
All right. My main man Fitzgerald, 4 in width, 6 in depth. Okay? I want to show you how this works. Paul Roberts, so hear me. All these are managers competing. If you're a non-manager, your recruits count in their numbers. Okay? So, here's what we decided to do. 100,000 in another contest for non-agency managers for recruiting. You hire the most in width. You don't get to count depth, only width. So let's see who's doing it. I'm going to come back to this. There's 22 right now. Mike Hartlib, one person, because he's recruited 1, he's on track to get $1,500. Understand this is all quarter. So this is just the beginning of the contest. So let's look at the non-agency managers. All right. I might have to get some sheet looking at the whole names here. Yeah, here we go. All right. Mr. Lou Abadi. Mr. Lou Abadi has hired 5 people direct to him. Now let me tell y'all something. Blake, you should hear this. This guy is bad to the bone. He has traded multi-mega millions. He's a trader, like a Wall Street, as in Twin Towers, New York, okay? Big time. Hundreds, he was there, okay? If you're thinking what I'm thinking, he was there, okay? He's seen it. He's done stuff in his life. You with me? New York, big time financial world. He's been in this business a while with us, making 6 figures, easy. Just lost one of his parents, or so both of them.
His dad.
Just lost his dad.
Yes.
Okay? So he's been with us, knows how good this business is. He was at a meeting with me the other day, and I said, why don't you go partner? Why don't you become a partner, Blake? Why don't you become a partner? What's your name? Yanka? Yes. Why don't you become a partner with us? How do you become a partner? You start making multi-millions, and the company that I'm partnered with, Integrity, will give you millions, and you become a partner. We'll give you stock in the company, like as an attorney. You know how an attorney, you become a partner, they pay you 80 grand to start or 60 grand, you get 100 grand, 250 grand, you work your butt off, get a lot of customers, and they'll make you a partner. With a partner, which means we all going to divide up everything. You with me? I said to Lou, I actually said to everybody, I'll say it to y'all, back up where y'all, I said, why not you? Why not you? Why don't you become a partner? And Lou, he came up to me after, he said, I thought about that. There ain't no reason for me not to be a partner. I said, okay. Then, he wasn't even an agency manager. He's still not. He said, I'm going to be an agency manager by end of December. Just like that, Paul. He just said it. Takes arrogance to start talking like that, don't it? You know what I call that? A promise. People say, I want to be an agency manager. I call that a threat. You're not arrogant enough to promise. You're not arrogant enough to promise. Right? I want Ric Flair. You with me? I want Ric Flair kind of arrogance. I'm going to beat him with his own arm when I take it off his body and beat his head in with a bloody arm. What Ric Flair say? That's arrogance. Somebody said it ain't arrogant. No, that's Rick. Rick said that. It ain't arrogance if you back it up. It's confidence. A lot of confidence right there. All right, so here's what Lou says, boom, I'm going agency manager. This was first of the month. He's leading the country in non-agency managers, okay? Joseph, 2. Hired by Mike Rodriguez and Patton, 4. My staff, ABTF, has put in 3. Keith Phillips has put in 3. So what I'm telling you is, your agency manager wants to help you, Mia, recruit like crazy, because your points count toward you getting $25,000 or $2,000 worth of leads or cash, however you want to look at it. He gets counted for that, and he helps put in depth. That counts toward him. You say, don't count toward me. It counts towards you being an agency manager. But I design these things. And if it's bad design, it's bad design. I think it's good design because you put in width. You need to put in real wide so he can take the best people and work depth. And you can work depth. Make sense? All right, so $100,000 to non-agency managers, and contracted means they got a license and they signed up with one of the carriers, and one of the carriers said, yep, they can work for us. Because the carriers can say nope if they don't want you to work for them. Does that make sense? So, got it? 3 different contests, $300,000 on the line. And we made this up. I come up here, I've been down there living in Florida, I live down in Treasure Island, and I was talking to my staff, and they said, we need some juice. We need to get them going. I said, I got an idea. Let's give away $300,000. They said, whoa! If that don't get the dead wood going, then it's dead wood. It's wet wood if they don't get going with that. If that don't get them stirred up. People say bribery don't work on everybody. I go, not dead people. Dead people are like, I don't care. Matter of fact, you about to die, you don't care. You'll be like, look, I got something else on my mind right now. Trying to figure out I'm going to hell or heaven. You sitting here talking about money, making money. That don't make no sense. My dad was dying. He'd be like, I don't talk about no making money. I'm trying to get braced. He said Parkinson's disease. I couldn't understand what he's saying, but that's pretty much what he said. He said, you go make the money. I got to leave me alone. He said, leave the dead to the dead. Let the dead die. I was like, well, I want to talk to you a little bit longer. You ain't going to be around much longer. He said, I hope not. He said, he was starving to death. He was the hardest working man I knew. But let me tell you something. He wasn't much for drama. You know what I mean? He just wasn't much for drama. My dad wouldn't get the job done. That's how I learned anything from my dad. Hard work. He didn't know how. He didn't understand network marketing, Ryan. He didn't get that, Bo. He didn't pyramid nothing. I'm a pyramid fool, you know. This lady right here, I met her. Her husband runs one of the Domino's, and I said, "Who's he work for?" And tell me, I know him good as everything. What's his name? Page. He's one of the guys graduated high school with me. He's like me, about average, but he's got how many Domino's? 7 Domino's he owns. That's networking. You with me? All right. So I said, I'm gonna throw $300,000 at him and see if that'll wake him up. How many of y'all woke up to that? $300,000 in 90 days to be given away. And look at what the competition is. Look at what the competition is. 1. Yeah, Lou put in 5. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Anybody can win this. Number 33 is hired 1. So if anybody down here hired 2, they go up top. Does that make sense? Let me tell y'all this. This is the way the Olympics are going to get played out. This is the way politics are paid out. This is the way business is played out. Barely means you win. Barely means you lost. And if you barely lose all the time, guess what you're known as? If you barely win all the time, so just you barely win. And people gonna blame you. If you lose, they're gonna blame you if you win. Does that make sense? Except for one thing. They'll say you cheated. Yeah. Performance enhancing drugs. And let me be clear with y'all. You can do that in the Alliance. As a matter of fact, if you do that and succeed with us, we'll go, and he's on drugs. We don't care. Your choice. Is that bad?
That's right. That's right.
Give me some advice on recruiting. Who's she doing most of the recruiting? Or
It's
both
all
of you?
of us. It's pretty much all of us. So what we'll do is, Hannah and I, we're interviewing, and as we get sharp people, we'll throw them up to Terry.
But we don't discriminate against nobody.
No,
How about short people?
I take
take
them.
them.
Bald people?
I like them.
I knew he was going to say that. You good? You head in the right direction.
It won't be long.
Oh.
We don't discriminate.
Okay. You ever seen a roller derby match?
No, not
Tia
really.
said no.
Not really.
You should Google it on YouTube or whatever you call it, you know, and show her what one of the matches look like. These girls ride around in a circle. You ain't never seen it? It's a combination. Hey, guys, listen to me. It's a combination of women, wrestling, racing, and roller skating.
All in one.
Tell me you don't want to go see it now. It was big for a while. I don't know what happened. You want to talk about some fights. You think a hockey game will break out in a fight. Put them roller derby. And the way they do it is how many times your team is out front when they come around the line. And what they do is, tell them what they do.
They'll throw you up. So if let's say I get a charge for that. but if somebody gets behind, they'll play team. So if somebody is struggling, what they do is they'll grab them and fling them up.
Come here. Like this right here.
Oh yeah, I can do it.
They do this right here. They be like this right here. Like we were skating along this right here, and then we do like this right here. Woo! And just throw them, and they just bust through and jump over top of them and to get them up to the front.
That's right.
Does that make sense? It don't make no sense.
But one thing for sure,
But it's fun. Well, I ain't never done it, but it's fun to watch.
the person at the back, they get threw up, he ain't at the back no more.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah, throw them up to the front. So what she's saying is when they grab a person, they bring them up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
They grab them by the hand and sling them up. Another way I do this, you've heard me call it the Don King method. That's my guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's that guy with the promoter,
Yes.
the boxing promoter. He'd be like, my guy will beat your guy like he's a redheaded stepchild. He's just all these lines he had, and people were like, I'm gonna go see him fight. He's a promoter.
That's right.
So what he'd do is he'd take a little known boxer and make him famous by bringing him up. Does that make sense? So this little kid who ain't sure, he's all cocky, he's cocky, right? He's scared to death like the rest of us,
That's
But
right.
Don King knew that. So Don King would get them up in front of everybody and prance them around, and they start thinking they was somebody, and they would fight. Don King's fighters are known for fighting better than they can fight. Y'all know what I'm saying? That means what Jim Valvano is one of my favorite coaches, NC State. He said, it's ordinary people performing extraordinary feats. Does that make sense? Like just ordinary people, but doing extraordinary stuff. Like they'd win. Does that make sense? So is that kind of what you're talking about for recruiting?
Yes.
So the ability to bring people up and get them known so that they think they're somebody, and then they perform above what they're capable of. Like people ask me, so you think you're making the money you deserve? I go, no, I'm making a lot more than I deserve. I don't deserve it. So you gonna give it back? No, I got it now. I'm gonna keep it. But you know.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Who's the best people you got so far? Who's some up and coming stars?
I got this guy right here. His name is Sean, and I struggle with his name because I'm country. Gankowski.
Right.
He ain't from here.
Nah, well, his name ain't from here. Where? Philly. That's where he grew up at, in Philly.
Yeah.
So Sean, and that's his wife, Sharon, and Baby G. Baby Gankowski. Addison.
Right.
Baby G, is that what you said?
Baby G. That's
Addison.
11-year-old daughter, Addison. So Tia had called Sean Monday last week. He was working with another outfit, and he was dialing. He said if Tia wouldn't have called him, he was headed out the window because he was calling leads and wasn't booking no appointments. So I overheard Tia's conversation. I'm known to eavesdrop.
Yes.
I said, put him on speakerphone. And
Okay, let me get straight. So you already have his license, or did y'all get him to get his license?
no, he already had his license. He had just got his license. He had bought a bunch of leads and was dialing those
Did he
leads.
get his license because of us?
Uh-uh.
Another company?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It didn't work out with them?
Right.
No support?
Uh-uh.
No training?
Uh-uh.
No love?
Uh-uh.
No connection?
Uh-uh.
No Me Too?
None
All
of
we
it.
gave them, and we gave them all of that.
So what had happened was,
Right.
I said,
We
look
teach that.
I said, stop dialing. Don't dial no more leads, because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. Stop dialing. Drive to my office, and he lives in Kannapolis, which is about an hour away. I said, come to my office tomorrow, and I'm going to fix your phone script. I don't care if you do business with me or not, but I cared if he did business with me or not. You know what I'm saying? So, but I knew once I got him to me, I was going to get him.
That's right.
So I got him to me, and we sat down and we talked for about 15 minutes, and then he did this right here. Y'all got leads? I said, yeah, we got leads. I showed him a direct mail lead. He said, how I get them? I said, first you got to get contracted. Got him contracted. He bought $700 worth of leads off of instant purchase immediately. All right, so he's not just a talker, he's a doer.
Right.
So I said, well, we got the leads, now we got the dial. So we went over phone script. I had Coach Hannah sit with him. I sat with him. He booked about 5 appointments, and he was booking about 30%. So he went from 0% to 30%. When I came back outside, I said 30% is a good baseline, but we got to do better. Okay?
So are you saying 3 out of 10 people he would talk to?
He would book 3 out of 10.
Okay.
So he went from 0 to 30.
Right.
I said, don't beat yourself up. We got a baseline. But I said, we need to get at least 50%. So we worked on his phone script a little more. We sat there, TLC, teach, listen, and correct it, right? And he got up to 60% before he left the office that same day. Got out in the field and wrote 4 apps last week, 5 apps last week, over $5,000 in premium. And guess what else? And he came back on Thursday
Right. Yes, he did.
to dial again. And then he went back out in the field.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, look at here. Now I got to promote. I said, no, you've been YouTubing us, looking at Andy Albright. How would you like to meet him face to face? And I said, well, look at here. See, this is the thing about recruiting. You got to dummy yourself down in order to bring other people up. So I said, well, look, you need to come down here and meet the man with the plan. And I said, by the way, can you bring your wife with you? Because I want to meet her. I met her on Zoom, but it ain't nothing like meeting face to face.
Yep.
So he brought his wife, and he said, what about my 11-year-old daughter? I said, hell, bring her too. Whatever we got to do to get people in the environment to win. And then we got, let's see here, we got Daphne.
Yep.
Daphne was,
Look at Daphne.
hey Daphne. Yeah, that's right. So Daphne got started with us on Monday.
Monday.
She came to the office on Monday, and we talked a little bit, And she had her goals. And I said, well, look at here. If you do your part, I promise you we're going to do our part. So Daphne got some leads, got on the phone, same setup on Monday. On Monday, we have office hours.
Yeah.
So the people that's winning come to the office on Monday to dial. Because if you at home getting beat up on the phone, it's a lonely battle at the house. But if you get in the environment, you remember them 2 monkeys in the cage we talked about, Sean? You get 2 monkeys in a cage. Y'all know the story about the monkeys in the cage?
They don't know.
Let me tell them about the monkey in the cage.
Tell
Can
them
I
about the monkeys. Tell them about the monkeys in the cage.
So they put a monkey in the cage, right? And they had this cap on the monkey to measure his mind vibrations and all that stuff, right?
See how scared he was.
See, look at what. And so what they did was they put the monkey in the cage, and they went up and shook the cage. The monkey was scared as hell. The thing was going like that right there, all across the page, right? So then what they did was they got another monkey and put that monkey in the cage with the other monkey. Put a cap on. Now, I ain't calling my wife a monkey, but y'all get the.
I know.
Some people get offended by stuff.
You all right.
I know you all right. So anyway, so now you got 2 monkeys in the cage, right? And they went and shook the cage again. The monkey was scared, but the vibrations wasn't as high. So creating an environment where people, it's a safe environment to fail, is important to helping people get off to a fast start.
Yep.
So
you know,
Daphne,
the same thing happens in a chainsaw murder.
That's right. That's right. So then what you do is you tell Daphne what Sean just did the week before.
Yep.
And if Sean could do it, what's different between Sean and Daphne? Ain't
Yep.
nothing.
That's right.
With this business, it's not about talent. If you just work hard, you can outwork talent. But getting people to work is the challenge. But if you provide an environment for people to work, I feel like that's our responsibility. So we got Daphne. Daphne booked her 10 appointments in about 3 hours.
Where's
Went
Daphne?
out-
Yes, she
right
did.
there.
Wave your hand down.
Where you throw your hand up in there, waving like you just don't care. She over there. She lives in Greensboro.
Yes.
So Daphne done went out yesterday, ran her 4 or 5 appointments. Let me tell you what Daphne did, Andy. She called me in the field. She said, Terry, I ain't got no applications yet, and I'm a little frustrated, and I'm hungry too. I said, well, get off my phone and first of all, go get yourself something to eat. But when you get hungry, you think you get delusional. Get yourself something to eat.
Yep.
And then let's talk. So she's going out to clean up that stuff.
Me too.
Uh-oh.
Right before I
Hold on.
got a phone call.
Uh-huh.
Right before the tour, I got my phone call.
Uh-huh.
And I'm writing out 4 policies tomorrow.
Come on with it, somebody. So who else we got? Oh, yeah, we got Sequoia Moon.
I
She
need
works
some
at the
wipes
Walmart.
so I can be real. You know, I need to wipe stuff down a lot.
She works at the
They told me that's
Walmart
good for you.
and do this on the side, so she's coming along good. Yanka, my staff, and Hannah, my staff. Like, we're so grateful. You got to, if you're going to build something good, you got to have some good help.
Did you call her Coach Hannah earlier?
Yeah, that's what I call her, Coach Hannah.
I
That's what
like
everybody
that a
calls her.
lot.
So that's Coach Hannah. So what Coach Hannah does is on Mondays and Thursdays when new agents are coming to the office to dial, she pulls up a table and sits there right with them. Don't say that. Say this.
She does that for him.
Yeah. Hey, and then look, if they give her some lip back, she come get me.
Said, I'm going to get daddy.
And then I go out there and try to figure it out. But that's what she does.
Hey. There's a couple people in here saying, that redneck up there, what's he talking about? I want you to tell him how educated you are and your big sophisticated jobs.
Oh, yeah.
So we dispel any of that little who you think he are stuff. Tell him.
Oh, yeah, I got a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration from the illustrious Elizabeth City State University, a little small liberal arts college off the coast of North Carolina in Elizabeth City on the harbor of hospitality. Thereby, I went on to matriculate a little higher at Strayer University. Some people call it an online school, but it gave me a Master's in Business Administration degree. And corporate America blessed me with a $1,500 a year raise. Y'all heard it right, $1,500 a year raise for an MBA. So we've been trying to get our education. Tia got a bachelor's degree and
criminal justice.
In criminal justice, that's right. She liked playing around with the criminals.
Yes.
Trying to figure them out. And she got a master's degree in community services too. But we really have been struggling for the last 10 years really fighting for a dream, fighting for our dream. Because by most of our parents and our family imagination, we had it going on. You got a good house, you got a good job, you got 4 children, you know, but how many people know sometimes you know that what you're getting out ain't what you're worth? And I was just scratching and clawing, looking for ways, so we started a janitorial business. You know, that didn't work out the way that we thought it did, but we never got bitter. We was like, okay, what's the next thing? Then I met this guy, me and him was in World Ventures with me, all us together. They looked like they were having a good time making money, so we joined that. That didn't work out the way that we thought it was, but we made money, and it opened our eyes to personal development, started reading good books and stuff. And then I got on Craigslist like my man right here. So while I was hustling, I still kept my day job. And in 2015, I was named CEO of a credit union. That's right, Chief Executive Officer. C-suite, baby. Didn't even get to sit in the dadgum chair. So what happened was I moved down to Atlanta to take over this credit union, and the board of directors rescinded the job offer after we moved down there with the 3 children. She was 7 months pregnant with number 4. And I got on Craigslist. Because in life, when challenges come, you got 2 decisions. You're going to either fight or you're going to flight. And my mama ain't raised no punk. So I said I was going to fight. So I got on Craigslist just looking for work to do until I could find me another job. I found the alliance. Thank God Jason and Olga Mathis placed that Craigslist ad. And I responded to it. I didn't have a license. I was like, hell, what I got to lose? So I got my insurance license, got in class in a day and a half. Some people called that brilliant. I was desperate. I needed to find a way to make money to feed my family. That's the pride that we talk about. The pride of a man is that we go out and we hunt and we kill and we bring back meat to the house for our kids and our family. So I was looking for something, man, and I found the ad. And then I fell in love with the culture. And that first month, I made like $8,000. Now, keep in mind, $8,000 ain't a lot of money, but I was building that other pyramid. I was making $1,600 a month. So then I had a decision to make. I was like, $1,600, $8,000. Most people try to say you need multiple streams of income. $1,600 is not income. That's a. So I was like, I put that to the side and focused on what was bringing the most money in the house. Tia was upset. She was like, well, what about all them people that you told that, you know, that was the best deal out there? I was like, well, I told them the best I knew with what I had, but this is better. I don't know what to tell them. I tried to get them to join, right? And then they didn't want to do it, so I just kept doing this. And what changed the game was coming to a meeting just like this right here. 2 months into the business, Jason was saying, Terry, you need to go meet Andy Albright. You need to go meet Andy Albright in Burlington. I was like, bro, ain't nothing going on in Burlington. So I just came to shut him up. So I drove up from Atlanta one day and came to a TWC just like this. And I'll never forget it. Tia was at the house, so she was pregnant as all get out. And I said, well, look, I'm going to send you the link. You at least look at it while I'm up there. You can support me that way. And because she was rapping out. But anyway, so I came to this meeting and I met Andy. When he walked in the room, I was like, that brother got some swag right there. See that watch of glistening, them nice shoes, crazy shirts and stuff like that. I was like, I like this. And what triggered me was this right here. He was just a plain-spoken guy that was making major money, and you could tell that he had a major impact on people. See, sometimes you got to recognize greatness when you see it, and there's a difference between recognizing and being a hater. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to talk about being a hater. I'm going to talk about being inspired. I was inspired that day. I was like, here I am, been working in a career for 16 years, and they took it from me just like that. And the moment that I joined this company, I found a family who picked me up where I was. They didn't let me stay there. Jason and Mark Masalas, I was on the phone with them 4 and 5 times a day trying to figure this thing out. But now the joy is not just taking care of you, but can you pay it forward? How many other people can you help take care of their situations? I'm going to stop because I can go on and on. I get pretty fired up.
We know.
But at this point, it's partner or bust, baby.
Terry. I'm so proud of y'all.
Appreciate you, buddy. Proud of you, man.
I used to have a job, too. Y'all grab a seat. I'm going to get y'all back up here. $300,000 the next 90 days. How many people can you recruit? How much insurance can you sell? Complicated, right? How long y'all been together?
27 years.
Let's do. Married 27 or just together 27?
Together 27 years, married 22 years, 9th grade English class.
What'd you say, ninth?
9th grade English class.
What I'm talking about? Who was the teacher? Remember?
I was paying attention to her.
Do you remember?
I know she worked with my mom.
She worked with your mom. Text your mom, see what her name was. Where was it? What high school?
Reading High.
What?
Reading High.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's offense and defense to win a national championship. Offense and defense. You with me? Defense is selling, offense is recruiting. Because you're going to need some scoring. But it'd be good if they didn't score. Does that make sense? The more money you got, you can keep the bad guys away. You can keep depression out and loneliness out. But when health strikes, and it's going to strike, you with me? You're going to need some money coming in. That's called offense, where you've created money coming in the future. You with me? It's longer and harder to create that because it takes a lot more work and money, but it's more rewarding. See how it works? So the quicker you can make your mind up that you're going to sell and recruit, the better off you're going to be. You with me? Now, and I was telling, I mean, people, they pick one or the other. People say, like, I thought you were supposed to pick your strength. Your strength, if your strength is making money, that's how we make money. It'd be like Tiger Woods not working on his putting, or whatever's his weakness in golf. He's got a weakness in golf. He's better at driving than he is middle. I don't know which one it is. I don't study him. I just know he's good at all of them, and I know he's not a fiddle player too. You with me? That's his weakness, is fiddle playing. Does that make sense? In other words, your weakness ain't in your business. Your weakness is dancing, whatever it is. Fiddle playing, harmonica playing, TV watching. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's your weakness. You got to get good at the strong part of your life, which is your business. That's right. And then relationships. Congratulations. Not many people stay married more than 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Whew. So we've been together 37 years. I'm married 33. So we met we met before, but we started dating freshman year in college. And she's watching, so that's why I'll always watch what I say, kinda. Sometimes I get carried away because she ain't here, I forget, and then I get, like you said, what'd you say, points or something happens. All right. Hey, let me show y'all, if we ended today, F&G. F&G is giving away, anybody remember how many jackets it is? 100 jackets. So we've given away 10 jackets. There's 90 more left. All you got to do is write one fidelity and guarantee policy, and you got this jacket. And we're going to divide up $10,000. No, it's not $10,000. $3,500 going to be given to you by fidelity and guarantee. So right now, Joe Walker up in the Northwest, he is on track to get a $1,500 bonus check from F&G. He already got a vest. Jenny Patel, Sean Boone, Boone. Boone got him a vest, on track to get an extra $400. So all those guys, there's Jane Hill. I see her back there in the corner right there, James and Jane. Stanley Aldridge. I want to see who that Katie is. Katie Williams. Way to go, Katie. Mike and Michelle Allemans. I like that girl. Christopher Kramer. Amaka or Izzo. She hung out with me down there in Florida. She's got her a vest and on the way to win $75. Mike and Michelle Alleman, you heard her name before. Ethan Doer. Hey, people, y'all need to be working harder on getting Doer to come to these meetings. He might be watching, but he's local. You'll ought to get him to come when I'm here if you can. You can't make him. Ricky B, almost win. He's going to win one. Ricky Bull. He's already won the vest. He just ain't in the money yet. Robert's got a vest. Robert Bale, Scott Alexander, Hallett Dickey, Jose Contreras, Olga and Jason Mathis, your upline. Jose Carlos Otsoy Ruiz. I'm guessing that's part of the Otsoy team. Yep, Marvin Otsoy. Marvin and Julissa Oetzoy, who are hanging out with me in Florida. Marty and Miguel Gonzalez. Maddie. I always put an R in there. I get in trouble for that. So these people, what's the deal? How come they ain't won a vest? Oh. They've sold a policy with F&G, but it's got to be an IUL to get a vest. I think that's what it is. It's the only thing I can figure out. It must be the child policy. That child IUL. That's what they sold, a child IUL. Got to sell an adult IUL. Let's see what else we got here. Foresters. Right now, that Rolex is going to be on whoever Stephanie Rodriguez puts it on their arm. I guess she can wear it on there. It looks like a man's. She's a girl's. But she could give it to Mike, I guess she wanted to. I guess she could pawn it if she wanted to. Somebody might buy it from her, or she might wear it. I think you can wear it. Oh, no. This is not the watch. My bad. This is Forrester's money. That's right. This is Forrester's money. So she's on a track to win an iPad and $4,000 from Forrester's. What I'm telling you is, Ryan, can you see the layering of money? It's almost like an endless bucket. Just want to point out, it's for the winners. Does that make sense? Like you got, it's just unbelievable money. Not at the bottom, Bo. How do I get top? Get off of the derriere. Come up there and train with Coach Hannah. You know? I'm going to be clear. We discriminatory. We give the money to the winners. The ones that put the points on the board, the bread in the oven, the ball in the basket, the car in the garage. That's what I'm talking about. Danny Johnson, my buddy of over 20 years, he is hammering. He's on track to win an iPad. Who's anonymous? We're competing against people that are not part of our organization. So Forrester's put all this money in, and we've got the number one person in the United States of America as part of the alliance, baby. Danny, if you'd pick it up a little bit, we get number 2 in the United States of America. Mark Hutchinson, Olga and Jason Mathis. So there's a lot of, all the ones that are highlighted are our people. Vinny, let's go, Vinny. Let's go, baby. Michelle, all right. Jara, Jake, and Bell. All right, let's go on. Oh, what else we got here? What's next? Oh, this is still that same contest. These are for they ain't winning. That's 900 in the country, 1,000 in the country. I ain't worried about all that. Oh, $10,000 challenge. $10,000 challenge. See what we got on there. How many shirts? These are T-shirts we're giving away. Once you issue $10,000 in business, we give you a shirt. Katrina Guston was number 1. We've given away now, I think, how many of these we got to give away? How many? 200. And we are at 150. So 50 more left. This is 10,000 issue paid. We've given away 150 of those. It's got 50 more. Those shirts are bad to the bone. 10,000 come hell or high water. I'm in 24/7. Are you? Hey, are we on for the Jet show? Listen, y'all. The company that I'm partners with, and y'all got a chance to be in partners with, is Integrity. They want us to do a wave video, like I think you do, like fourth quarter or something like that. Is that what? Am I in the ballpark? And we were thinking that we wanted, Billy. I'm on track.
Yeah, we're going to do one right here, and then when we're done here, we're going to head out.
We're going to do one here. Are they invited over?
Everybody's invited over.
I'm leaving. I'm going back to my honey. I'm going back to Treasure Island, and my jet's waiting on me. So they're going to have it pulled out because I don't piddle around. I go jump on a jet. So any of y'all want to, if you'll carpool, we can't have 100 cars going there because it's a private airport. You know, they're freaky about stuff. They're federal government, you know. But we can get you in. And just make sure you don't go out on the wrong, make a long turn because there's no. We had people do that before. Like, what was she doing? We about got in trouble. You know, she went out on where the planes land. Make sure we'll have somebody guiding you. Like, turn here, don't go over there. Because you know the planes, you can't have a fence because when you land, I pull right to my hangar. By the way, my hangar is bad to the bone. Like you want to live there. It's awesome. So y'all are all invited out and just carpool. And then we're going to do a wave in front of the jet. That's Billy's idea right there. He'll show off in a minute. You know what I'm talking about? So we're going to do the wave in front of the jet. Y'all, you know you ain't going to get on the jet, to be clear. I don't want anybody to get their mind going. No, you ain't going to. But you can check it out. Is the King there? I got 2 jets. So the other one might be there too. I don't know. But by the way, I was broke 20 years ago. Absolutely broke. Now, to be clear, I wasn't in debt. That's different than being broke. You know what I'm saying? That's worse. I wasn't minus. I was debt-free and no job. My wife didn't have a job. I didn't have a job. A little bit of money, but no debt, no responsibility. You know, I was renting a house from my mama. And now today, I have a hangar that I'd just soon live. Like if I lost everything, I'd keep my hangar because I'm keeping my jet. Me and Kid Rock, we do not ever want to lose our jet. Y'all listen, look up Kid Rock on how much he loves his jet. He loves it a lot. He says stuff I don't know if I'd say. But I will keep my jet, okay? Y'all welcome to come over there, do the wave, and then we're going to take off. Y'all can wave bye. I'll be back, though. Okay, Thailand. All expense paid trip to Thailand on top of everything else, and it's unlimited winners. All you got to do is earn it and you go. Then you go a little bit more. So we're going to Phuket, which is where that James Bond island is. You see those islands look like they're upside down? Like it comes out of the water like this, and then it's up at the top. It looks like they could live up there. It's crazy. And then they got caves, beautiful water, stupid seafood, just unbelievable. Phuket's beautiful. Thailand. So we're going to do all expense there. You could win it in 90 days. You could start now and win. It'd be hard because we've been ahead all year. And then if you sell a lot more, we go on to Chiang Mai, which is one of the top beautiful cities in the world. And hotels are fabulous. We pay for your airline, transportation, food, drinks. Yeah, we do Mountain Dew and other stuff. Sure enough. I know. Oh, if you keep selling, you can take your mom and daddy with you. And if you sell a little more, and I'll pass on that. Okay, whoever you want. You just can't take no kids. We ain't doing no youngins. All right, so you can take another couple with you. You can give it to your agents, you give it to anybody, and then if you sell a little more, you can take them to Chiang Mai. So you can really win all expense paid trip. Does that make sense? All right, so all these people have won the whole thing to Chiang Mai. All these people have won the contest. Let me be clear. All you need is 125,000 points. Megan Woods already had 525,000 points. If she doesn't tell you that anybody can do it, I don't know what to say to you. I could say Mark Hutchinson has 394. Right. He'd be like, I bet he's real smart. Oh, he's real smart. If you think I'm real smart, he's real smart. Okay? To be clear, he is me. I nicely say he's me. Does that make sense? Megan's a single mommy. Used to be a waitress at Applebee's. 2 for 20. I don't know what that means, but you say it all the time. Katrina, look, 125 is all you need. Look at this, 227. And there's 3 months to go. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can win these trips. This is proof. All these geniuses, if you know them like I know them, you go like, they ain't genius among them. I know. They ain't outsmarted themselves. Look at that. Terry and Tia, already 240,000 points and one of the top recruiters in the country. How you do both? WANTTO. People do what they want to. That's what she's going to do. Little g. They're going to do what they want to do. All right? Minerve, come on with it. This is where the extension cuts off. Minerve will obviously get there. Minerve's from Haiti. And Pierre, Jake and Bell, awesome. I can't wait to hang out with Jake and Bell in Thailand. Can you imagine that? I can't, but I'm excited about it. Chris and Courtney Long, dude, we've been all over the world with Chris and Courtney. My wife loves Courtney Long. I took him, me and him have fought bulls in Spain together. That's right. If you see the video of it, the video makes the bull look smaller than in person. It was a full-grown bull. Almost got killed. I might have had some Mountain Dew before I went in there. I took my attorney with me. He was videoing it. He said, if you get hurt, we're going to get some money. Derek Steve was with us. We took him and his wife with us to Spain because we won an extra trip, so we took them. Isn't that crazy? Imagine that. It's making so... When I think about the stuff that we've done in this business, I'm running out. I ain't going to have time to train. I'm doing so much recognition. Look, Chris Manifold, hired by Megan Wood, just got started with the company this year. Don't want it. Bunch of people down here, they've been with the company 10 years. You with me? Not them. I guess we didn't put their names on it, but go down there, been with the company 10 years. So how come some people do it? They do to do. That's what we say. So Diana, is that Castilla? Yes, sir. Is that Cracker Barrel lady? Cracker Barrel lady done won her all-expense trip to Thailand. We call her Cracker Barrel lady because she was the manager of Cracker Barrel before she got started with us. But then she came out and was killing it with us, and then something happened. I think her husband had some health problems, and she disappeared for a year or two, and then she called her manager back. She said, hey, I'd like to come back. I don't think she won a trip before when she was with us before. I don't know. I have to check, but I know she's going to Thailand. So no. Her and her husband. Is it Mike? Huh? Is it Mike? Diana and Mike Castilla. Don't call her Cracker Barrel lady, but that's what we call her. She likes it. Look at this. Let me tell y'all something. This couple is going to win it. If you've been through what they've been through in the last 12 months, I don't think you'd win it. English is a second language. She couldn't hardly speak English. He speak English. He was a sales guy. I mean, both of them do. They're from Venezuela. Got a dadgum tumor wrapped around the spine up in his brain. Brain surgery. And take his tumor out. Couldn't walk for months. They had no money. She had to start selling. How about that? Make you cry, man. And look at this. Now they're going to win an all-expense trip to Thailand. Right. Amazing man and woman. I got them. I did a FaceTime. I had some people I was recruiting from Uruguay. I don't know. Uruguay. I call it Uruguay. I don't know what it is. But I got her on there. I didn't know where she's from. That's why I know she's from Venezuela, because they reminded me. So anybody can win this stuff. This is managers. Mike and Noel done won. James and Jane, Paul Roberts, Paul Menachino, Fitzgerald, all the managers. 10,000. Let me see who 10. Do we have a 10,000 person? Virginia G. Gutierrez and Gregory R. So I need to tell you who that is. Find out who that is. We'll call his name. Will you look through that, Terry? I just want to give him recognition. Rolex. Who would win the Rolex watches? Who would win the watches?
Easy.
Terry and Tia Edwards snuck up in there at 9:13.
I was coming.
All right.
Gregory Richards.
Mike and Michelle Allen right on birds. Hey, it's nice to meet y'all. We'll be in touch. Mike and Michelle, Joe Dukes, Mia Fennell, Evan Patzer, Billy Crane. All of these people are close to winning. This is your winners right here. Except for one thing. There's 90 more days. Yes, he wasn't in the top 13 yesterday, but now he is. That's how things change. Just like that. These people right here trying to get into 13. 90 days, contest of Foresters to win that watch right there. There's 13 watches. Number one gets his pick or her pick. See who's number one right now? Let me look at it one more time. I am sure. Megan Woods, number one. Anybody getting tired of saying that? I ain't getting tired of it. I'm glad she come along. Hey, the only thing we don't have is the Foresters, 100% Foresters contest, and I bet my staff don't even know about that one. All right, so let's go to the training real quick. I hate I didn't get to it quicker, but I'm going to get to it. All right, let's go to the front page. This book right here is what I'm going to try to teach out of. If I had to do over in my life in doing this business, I would have stuck to my guns. I would have kept talking about this stuff right here, the 8 Steps book, okay? This is the stuff you can easy make $100,000 if you do it. These basics catapulted into the green book, the Millionaire Maker Manual book, you'll make $100,000 a month. And you really should be able to do it in 18 months. People say, well, how come, this person hadn't? Well, somebody's got to want to and have the talent. You with me? It takes a skill set and want to. Because you can have a person that is the most talented basketball player in the world but don't want to win a championship. Or you can have a person that wants it that won't follow the rules. They won't do it right. You can't make them. We had 9 agency managers in the last 90 days. Woo. The previous 18 months, we didn't have one. You said, what happened? Some people made their mind up, like Lou Abadi. When people make their mind and then do it right, it is automatic. It's right out of the book every time. Teachable is one of the things. If I teach you something, you've got to be willing to try to change. If you don't try, you know what that tells me? You don't want to. And if a person don't want to, you can do anything you want to according to these magic books and the Bible and miracles and Jesus and all these things. If you want to, if the want to's there and the faith is there, you can do it. Megan, when I heard this, I got excited when I was a college student like you are. But when I graduated, I kept looking for a method with which I could make all these things come true. Does that make sense? All I needed was a vehicle, Mr. Katz. I remember when I recruited Adam, I said, I think I found a vehicle. And we were. That was Amway. And then we tried, and I made some money. He made a little bit of money. He changed a lot. But when we got in this, you remember what you made the first year in this, Adam? $107,000 first when he went first full time. 107. What's the most you ever made in Amway? Negative. I thought you made a little money. I guess it cost you more to be in it than you made. How many of y'all ever been in something that cost you more to be in it than you made out of it?
Yeah.
You ain't been what we through. You ain't been through what we've been through if you ain't been through that. All right, be teachable. Let me go to the last page. I'll do it. Is there one more page? Last page don't have a number on it. I got it right here. It's right out of my book. Three little comments. People overestimate the power of a few words from a coach. They overestimate. Here's what they say. They say things like, I told her. I told him. They overestimate the power of a few words. They underestimate the power of ongoing coaching. They think that a few words is going to change their life. I'm telling you, constant few words will change their life. You want people to think you're clean? Take a shower every day. You want to be clean and then people think you nasty? Take a shower and don't do it again. It's just the way it works. That's the way coaching works. I'm sorry. I wish we could take one shower. I don't like shaving. That's why I got a little bit of hair on my face. I just shave here, here, and here. You need little places right there. And before I was rich, I'd shave clean because they told me it was harder to make money when you had a beard. But once I had millions, I said, I'll do what I want. I ain't shaving. Does that make sense? I do know some rich people that have beards, but that was what they told me. So I'd shave 2 times a day. Shave in the morning, shave before I went to the meetings. I was doing every little thing I could to get rich. Does that make sense? Stupid, like psycho. You know what I mean? And it's funny. Like I do some things now that I didn't do. I said, well, do you not want to get richer? Yeah, I do. You with me? So what are you telling me? All I'm telling you is you do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. If you're where you want to be, don't change. Right? Or change slow. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. If you cannot change your people fast, change your people fast. If you cannot change your people fast, change your people fast. Y'all know what that means?
They missed it.
Huh?
They missed it.
They missed it. Pooh, there it went. I remember it was a lot of words, but it ends with S. Ease, something ease.
Marquise.
Marquise.
Yes.
What am I trying to say, Marquise? If you can't change the people, change fast.
Well, essentially, if you can't get the people to attain the mindset that you have or get on board with where you are trying to go, then you need to change the people that you are trying to change instead of trying to change those people.
Yeah, it's not going to work. If they're refusing to change, work with him. He refused to change, work with him. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. Overcome to become. With constant correction and guidance, you constantly correct your course. But if without constant correction, you will go off course. You know who most people coach with? Wife. Why? Because she's so close to them when they sleep. They don't have to go too far. She's there at dinner. It's very convenient. Other one they coach? Husband. Uncle, aunt. People close to them, and you know how much money they make. Let me tell you how much your spouse makes. Half of what y'all make. So you coaching with somebody, you with me? You got to have somebody cray-cray. That makes sense? It's called a mentor. Overcome to become with constant correction. Learning something new should be a daily part of your life. You do not have to understand all the rules before you start playing the game. You don't have to understand all the rules before you start playing the game. Associating with the wrong people, my book says, can prevent you. If I had to rewrite it, I would associating with the wrong people will prevent you from achieving. If you've been limited by others, make a decision to break the chain. Listen, guys, it's right out of the book, okay? What does that got to do with coaching? This has everything to do with coaching. Hey, will you give me a writing sheet, Billy? Boom, yeah, look at that boy. Go, Billy. All right. This is a quiz for you. I wish I had my Lambo over there at the jet. That would be cool. You walk up and see the Lambo and the jets. Which one's faster? Sight, sound, light, bullet, or Lambo? How many of y'all think sound is the fastest thing there is? Hey! Boom! How many think sound's the fastest there is? You think so? God. Oh, what's her name? Leanna? Selena. You think sound? That's a good guess. All right, how many of you, anybody else got a sound? How many of y'all think light? Boom, flashlight, that's fast. How many think flashlight? Oh, they're believers in light. All right, how many of y'all think bullet? Bang. 30-30, 408, 45 cal, 25, 22. How many thinks bullets? Bullets and they go takers. How about Lamborghini? Oh, Lamborghini? Oh, come on. One Lambo right there. One Lambo believer. All right. What's number 2? How would you rank them? How would you rank them, Tia? What's number 1? Light. What's number 2? Bullet. What's number 3? Sound. Y'all done ranked my Lambo last. How many thinks bullets? How many think sound is faster than bullet? So some people think sound is faster than bullet. Russell, here's how I got it. If you shoot a deer, do they feel the bullet before they hear the sound? You might be surprised. Sound travels at 1,125 feet per second. A bullet travels at 4,000. So they actually feel the bullet and then they hear the sound. Did you know that? Huh? Unless it's subsonic ammunition. No, ammunition is faster. It's 4 times faster than sound. Sound travels at 1,125 feet per second. Bullets travel at 4,000 feet per second. That's supersonic ammo. I'm pretty sure a 308. Because here's how I did it. I've hunted in Africa, and I've shot animals, and the other animals, they don't run for a split second, 2 or 3 seconds afterwards. And I was like, because you see them fall down, and then they start running. Like if there's 10 of them, I was like, it must get there before the sound does, because else they would run first, then one would fall down. But one falls down and then they run. Does that make sense? No offense if anybody don't want me to do that, but you do what you do you, and I'll do me. Sorry about that. You know? So I tell my wife, you do you, I'll do me. All right. All right. Which one? Okay. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you. In your business, light is the fastest way to grow your business. Education, understanding, maturity. Hey, I'll tell y'all something about light. I was telling one of my friends about this, and he said, people would love to know that. Did y'all know this is why, no offense if you don't believe this, like please don't. But I kind of do. I believe it. But it's kind of odd thinking. Have any of y'all heard the story where this guy said, "Let there be light"? Some people think it's like a fairy tale, and some people believe it with all their life. This guy said, "Let there." In the story, the way the story goes, the guy said, "Let there be light," and there was earth, and then there was the stars, and then there was heavens, and then there was a galaxy. And guess what? You know what some of us believe? It's still going. The universe is still expanding at the speed of sound, but light is faster. And watch this. Have any of y'all have heard that they discovered a new galaxy or a new star? Okay? What I'd tell you is, it may not have been there. It's being created at the speed of this man's, it ain't a man, this supernatural, this be-all, said, "Let there be light." And his voice went out, it created. But light can go faster than sound. So when they look through a telescope, they can only see as far as sound has went. But as soon as sound goes further, they can see further. Isn't that crazy? I remember when I heard that, I was like, I'm fired up now. I know something no people don't know. But I've read about it and listened to engineers. You know, some people don't believe it, but a lot of engineers believe that stuff. And then a lot of people that are Christians believe it. And then there's people that are not Christians, but they're scientists, and they believe it, but they can't explain it. Does that make sense? And then there's people who go, hogwash. You know, and you go like, what difference does it make? Here's what I'm telling you. Light opens up stuff where you can see stuff.
All right.
You can't outdark a light, but you can outlight a dark. You with me? In other words, if a light comes into the room, it brightens up.
Yeah.
You bring dark in, it don't take over the light. Does that make sense? So when you're shedding light, you're putting in width. When you're driving depth, you're putting in light. You're bringing in a bigger head, a smarter person, something supernatural.
Yes.
Does that make sense? I'm preaching, bro. I'm telling you. No, I don't like to do it. It makes me nervous. People start expecting me to behave, be perfect. And then I get accused of that. That's why I just act goofy. All right, watch this. So this is you, Terry. You're going to get credit for who you hire, people that you hire. And when you help this person hire people, okay? All right. So you come down in here and you look and you find out which one is the easiest to share light with. And then that's when you do this right here. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then you come down in here and you look at all this right here and you want to work with this one, but you really need to move down a layer. So you look around who's the most you can do light with, and maybe it's this one, so you start talking to this one. So maybe you take this one to help share light down here. Does this make sense? So now, how do you share light? Voice. But I can see how deep you are, and I can see how wide you are, but I can't see you width until you talk it. Isn't that crazy? People are like, you making all this stuff. 27 years I've been people teaching me this. 27 years people have been talking to me about how this works. That's why I say I know how to do this thing. But I can't make you listen. You got to have a WANTTO. Now here's the two things you need. Arrogance and humility. Okay? You need humility and arrogance. A lot of people think they're contradictory things, and they kind of are. All right? You need the humility to stay open to the teaching, and the arrogance to think you can do what you're taught. Does that make sense? Like pride. I need you to have pride. I need you to be humble and say, I'm dumber than dirt. Tell me. But I need you to be prideful and make it happen. You want me to tell you something? Y'all might not agree with this. You like the light thing and the speaking thing. A lot of people, y'all understand, that's why the spoken word is so part. That's why Ryan and dadgummit, East. Say it again. Marquise are so careful with their words because somebody has been teaching them, and probably it was World Ventures or the church or the, what do they call it, the temple. If they go to a temple, those temple people, they know stuff like this. They watch those words. Or World Ventures or Amway or me. You with me? Somebody's been telling, so they're very careful with their words. Does that make sense? So here's something that works. Have you seen people that are arrogant and have no results? Is that not the most annoying thing to you? It is. I'm like, how are you so arrogant with no results? You should have the humility with no results, with the arrogance that you can do it. If he can do it, if Megan Wood can do it, if Mark Hutchins, if Katrina Gusson can do it, Emily, you with me? That's arrogant. It's confidence, Andy. You're wrong with your words. I think Jeff Bright told me this. Jeff said, confidence is a promise. Arrogance is a guarantee. That's why I take an arrogant person all day over a confident person. You know why? Because I use it against them. I say, you're so arrogant, now show me. But when they say, I could if I wanted to, but I just ain't, I go like, that is not a good combination. Does that make sense? That's arrogance without results, and it's a bad combo. You know? It's like, who was that guy that she told that woman told him he was drunk? Adam, who was that? She said, you, sir, are drunk at the party. And he said, madam, was it Sir Walter Riley? No. Not Grant. Think older than that. Think British. Think ugly and British and fat. Huh? Henry, sir, huh? Churchill. Think Churchill. I ain't sure if it's Churchill, but that's the guy you're thinking about. He's ugly. This woman said, you, sir, are drunk. He said, it's a party. It's a true story. He said, in the morning, I'm going to sober up. You're going to still be ugly. True story. He was crazy. I think it's Churchill. I get corrected sometime. It might be. I saw it says Winston Churchill said that. And you can see him with that accent too. You, my dear, will be ugly. See what I'm saying? Like arrogance. She's arrogant. He's humble. He accepted. He couldn't argue with her. But he put it back on her. You know, does that make sense? Coachable. Be humble enough to stay thirsty and arrogant enough to take advantage of the opportunity. And that's crazy that you got to get arrogant and humble. But that's what teaching's about. Humility allows us to hear with fresh ears. A lot of times I say stuff that I've said 1,000,000 times. It's almost like people think I just made it up or I just thought of it. And then I see people start to look at me with old hat. Or we call it familiarity breeds contempt. They're going like, yeah, it's the same thing he always says. I go, well, how come you ain't got wider? How come you ain't got deeper? How come you ain't made more money? Like, does that make sense? Like, you got to have fresh eyes and fresh ears. What's your man's name? I know there's G, but what's the first name? Sean. How do you spell Sean? How do you spell it? A-W-N. Do the whole thing for me. S-H-A-W-N. S-H-A-W-N. All right, Sean. So, arrogance moves us from making a promise to issuing a guarantee. Ric Flair. I'm going to whoop him. Or Don King. Don King's arrogant. You with me? He say, my guy's going to win the fight. You bring it, we're going to win. And he'd promote them like that. You say, win them all? No, he won a lot. That's why you know who he is. That's why he's famous, because he won a lot. The secret to learn to let humility and arrogance coexist. Like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. How about this? Be humble when they're arrogant. Be arrogant when they're humble. See, I can't be arrogant with you if you're arrogant. I would just be humble. I just go along with you. If I don't, you get mad. If you're arrogant and I'm arrogant, you get mad. That's bad. I should just act stupid. Does that make sense? I should just be humble. But if you're humble, I can be more arrogant. Whenever I make the mistake of being arrogant to an arrogant, that's a bad mixture. You with me? I got to remain humble. So I got to remain humble with you until you become humble. Then I can become arrogant and tell you like it is. Does this make sense? So the first 10 things is in the book. But I'm just trying to go a little deeper and try to get you to understand that I promise you, I'm going to try my best to tell you how to do this. How about this one? Don't be arrogant enough to think you know everything, but be arrogant enough to show people what you do. Does that make sense? So I got to tell people, some people say like, you should not tell people that you're not sure that God spoke heaven into existence and earth into existence. You shouldn't say you're not sure. I personally am a believer. But if you argue with me, I will go immediately humble and go like, you might be right, dude. I wasn't there. I ain't that old. I just read it in a book. And a bunch of people I trust told me that could all be wrong. You might be right. That's humbleness. Does that make sense? I don't like it when people tell me like, this is the way it is. I know 100%. I'm a 100% faith believer, but I'm not going to argue with people. I got to go humble. Does that make sense? But on the other hand, if you want me to tell you, then I can tell you like it is. That's right. Does that make sense? So stay humble, read the books, listen to audio. Guys, I'm telling y'all, we're going to kill this thing. I am going to find the people heater. I told Heater he was heater, not cooler. Isn't that right? He's a heater, not a cooler. Sharp, I'm going to find the people that want to do it. And they're going to show it to me. Mr. Wolfpack, we're going to show it to them. Does that make sense? But it takes a lot of energy for a plane to get off the ground. When my jet takes off, it spends more gas taking off than it does get there. Taking off that much, getting there is that much. Takes more gas getting up, getting that big hunk of steel off the ground. That makes sense. It's going to take a lot of energy and effort and constant. You can't get halfway up and let up. Halfway up and let up. You're going to crash, take off again. You're going to crash. You're going to take on. You got. Is that Mirdo? What's up, brother? You don't want a trip to Thailand already? I did. You don't want, huh? This week. Stand up here. Come here, Dan Mirdo. He don't want a trip right here. Where's one of my mics at? Mirdo don't want a trip. Who else won a trip recently? Who else went on a trip? Stand up if you already won a trip. Jane, stand up. Mia, stand up. Mirdo, stand up. Kat, stand up. You ought to go with us. You ought to go with us. You ought to go with us. Hey, brother, what's been going on? Tell them real quick.
Dan and Deanna Mirdo, hired direct to Adam and Beth Katz.
Y'all turn around so they can see y'all.
Deanna, my wife, is with our youngin'. We got a 5-year-old at home. She's taking care of him. Super excited. Super gratitude.
When did you make the decision to get serious and win Thailand and start doing this thing for real?
June 1st, 2020.
June 21st of 2020. Not all year. He'd been with us, but he ain't made the decision. See, making decisions is huge with people, Annette. Making decisions. I was listening to the audio. People think I'm kidding, Adam. I was listening to how to stop worrying. Y'all to listen to this. How to stop worrying and start living. I was multi-millions, walking around on the beach, flip-flops. My feet don't like shoes no more at all. And I was worried. What you worried about? You just worry about what you worried about. I worry about what I was worried. I was worried. And I listened how to quit worrying and start living. You know what that thing told me? Get off your ass. I went, ow. June
1st.
What made you? What flipped you? Is it something Adam said? Is it something your wife said? Is it something your kids said? Was it a book? Was it a preacher? Where was it? What had happened?
So what happened was, it was everything. First of all, Adam and Beth, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Never giving up on us, keeping Terry, what you mentioned, the environment. Keeping the environment of no matter what I did or what I didn't do at that point, still believing me and just letting me soar and taking off. And then internally, it just, I got sick and tired of having to ask my wife if I could buy something. It's really what it was. And so just made a decision, and financially and work ethic, and started leading into Adam a lot more, and just went from there.
But you made a decision.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the day?
June 1st.
That day. Adam, I'm glad he made a decision, buddy. You got to find more people to make the decision. And then you got to talk them into it. People underestimate the power of a few words, Adam, but they underestimate the power of constant words. I'm preaching, Chris. He's back. I love y'all. Hey, y'all want to come check out the jet? You want to do the wave? Any of you can? You're welcome. But who's riding with who? How are we going to do that? How are we going to get them to carpool? Who's got extra room in their car? Who has room? You got extra? There's extra right there. Annette, raise your hand. Keep your hand up. Those who got extra room in your car, come up here. Those your car is full. You got extra room?
I'm with Adam. I think we got room for...
You got room for what?
One or two more.
Who wants to ride with Tia? Mia? Tia? Mia? The Aggie, right here. There you go, right here. I just got to minimize how many people we're going over there if you can do it. Are we doing? Who wants to ride with Van Thoff? One more. SUV.